out of IFT station today I have come.
You should have informed the other side also.
They have to
Okay, on request made by Islam, then make a list after 1 week.
publish.
Item 1 of daily late admission.
Item 1 coming up for the first time, JLF2.
Jail appeal.
Lodge.
This is an appeal from jail. Admit. Call for the LCS. Registered directed to appoint an amicus curiae from the impaneled list. Stop. List the matter after 6 weeks.
Lodge.
6 weeks.
So,
My place of lordship. This is an statutory appeal against judgment and order dated 8/7/2022 passed by the Land Special Judge Udalguri, convicted appellant special NDPS case 06/2019, sentencing appellant to the undergo rigorous imprisonment for a period of 12 years and fine 1 lakh rupees.
Where's the judgment?
My lord, page number 12.
What is the date of this judgment?
8/7/2022. Page number 14, my lord.
Yes.
My lord, kindly call for the LCR and issue notice to the other party.
And what is the IA 389?
After receiving LCR,
Actually, under the NDPS Act, there is a section which provides there can be no bail. 389 is not applicable in NDPS matter.
Yes.
So there cannot be any IA for suspension. I think that's section 42 or something in the NDPS Act. I'll just check up. I have to look up the section. Huh? 30? 32A. What you will see section 32A of the NDPS Act. No suspension, remission or commutation in any sentence awarded under this act.
Yes.
Notwithstanding anything contained in CRPC or any other law for the time being in force, but subject to the provision of 33, no sentence awarded under this act shall be suspended, remitted or commuted.
but lordship, I have been offense under section 2B, 2C of NDPS Act.
Thirty-three is different, that is for confiscation.
Yes.
Lordship, my senior is another court. Kindly pass over the matter for time being.
No, you're arguing the matter, isn't it, earlier?
Actually, I'm
When
not
your
aware
IA
that-
is going to get dismissed, then you get a bit jittery.
And 27 is excluded. 27 is only for consumption.
Hmm.
When the offense is only relating to consumption, that is excluded. But otherwise, he is convicted under 22B and all that. So no,
22B.
no suspension.
No such thing. Makes no difference if your senior appears also. We'll pass order. In the main appeal. We'll admit it. Yeah.
Ouch.
Heard Mr.
SK Das.
S.K. Das. Then counsel for the appeal. Admit. Call for the report. Ms. Jahan. Additional City Assam. Appeared on behalf of the response number 1. Appellant to take steps for service of process on response number 2 by registered post maybe within 1 week. 1 week. That's up to 6. IA.
Withdraw.
You want to withdraw or you want to dismissal?
See,
Better have a withdrawal
Hmm.
than a
not
dismissal.
now, my lord. Give me some time.
I'm passing orders now. I see no merit in your IA.
Withdraw kara aap later.
Pass the order.
He wants to wait for his senior. But it's provided in the statute itself. No suspension.
My lord, give us time for. I, my senior head are good.
Not talking anyone. I think there's no point in waiting for your senior. We'll dismiss it.
Withdraw kara. Withdraw cannot.
There's no point in keeping this. It's up to you. You want to withdraw this IA
No.
with liberty to file afresh.
Hmm. Withdraw kara.
Okay, my lord.
SK Das in the IA. Learned counsel for the applicant. Press for withdrawal of IA with liberty to file. With liberty to file afresh. Okay. MS S. Jahan and the appears on behalf of the responsible. IA is dismissed on withdrawal with liberty.
Three.
POCSO 20.
Well, judgment dated 23/6/2023, my lord.
POCSO.
Yes, my lord.
20 years in custody.
20 years.
20.
Judgment is page 11, my lord.
Heard Mr.
A.M. Ahmed.
A.M. Ahmed, let me put that. Let me call for a call for the S. Jahan and additional 50 appears on behalf of the phone number 1. Apple to take steps for service. List after
Input under.
Obliged.
Hmm?
49.
It's on. Yes.
Lord.
Please.
Item 4, order.
It's service or payment, will say. That's one number two for service.
Paper book.
Perhaps there's some issue with regard to service in the respond number two, my lord. Notices were sent, my lord.
Notice has been sent, isn't it?
Yes, my lord, respond number two, my lord,
Not necessarily respondent to has to
So,
come.
my lord, POXO matter.
POXO, my lord.
Oh, POXO.
That's the reason, my lord.
Where is the note? It says ID card has been received.
Lordship, may I know the date on which date it was received?
That I have no idea. This notice of 23/2023. I think it was received on 6/1/23.
Lordship.
6/1.
Then, since the paper book is ready, let the matter be fixed for hearing.
Yes.
In the meantime, if they appear.
If they
let
appear, they
me-
appear, that's fine.
Have you received the copy?
Yes, yes. Yes.
I have also received.
Heard Mr. M.
M.
Datta, Leonard Amicus Curie. Also heard MS B. Boyan, Leonard additional PP Assam. For the response number 1. Paper book is ready. List the matter for hearing in this usual course.
Yes,
Well-
my lord.
Deeply obliged, lordship.
File line of pass number 2,
5,
pass number.
Lordship, I have been appointed amicus curie for this case, Lordship.
Hmm.
From the office note, it appears the service report has not been arrived.
LCS have come
LC has been received, my lord. Paper book is not ready, it seems.
with direct for preparation of.
Yes, my lord.
Lordship.
Third MS is Babu Jari.
Yeah, Lordship, Sagarika Barpujari, Lordship.
Sorry. Also heard that Boyan. What is phone number 1?
Give my
LCS
number,
have
item,
been
Julie. Item number, give me.
Registry is directed
Sir, Swami file
to
also.
prepare the paper. And release the matter after completion of the paper.
Lordship. Obliged, Lordship.
6,
May I please, your lordship? Lordship, as per office note dated 15/3/2023, my lord. Step has been taken for respondent number 2, my lord,
Pune.
on 15/3/2023. This
Paper book, LCS have come.
LCR
Lordship, LC has come.
come, my,
Let us prepare the.
yes,
Yes.
Heard Mr.
as doctor.
Datta, Leonard Council for Taplin, also heard MS Boyan, B. Boyan. Leonard additional PP for the response number 1. Stop.
Hmm.
LCS have been listed, registered directly
9 to
for the paper. And list the matter after completion.
72 LR.
Highly obliged.
7,
7, Kandakar. No, 9 to 2.
Lord, kindly pass over the matter for the time being. My senior is at leg in court number 9.
My objection is there, it's on record to the bail application.
389.
Lordship, yes.
Conviction is for how many years?
Conviction is POXO. 12 years.
File of
And was sentenced to undergo 12 years, yes. Under section 5. Read with section 6.
You want after some time?
After some time. Organize your lordship.
Okay.
Book not ready.
Lordship, in this case, earlier notice was issued, we have taken step.
But Mr. Alam Avindal, the council for the applicant, also heard MSS John. Registry director. And list the matter up to complete.
Obliged.
Objection to the
Objection.
May I please rest? My lord, on the last occasion, my lord, they are supposed to file objection.
I filed it long back, I think,
My
Kamal.
lord, copy was not served to us.
Oh, then it will not be in the record also, I think. I mean.
Hmm.
No objection.
Oh,
Not-
I have given it for filing long time back. I mean, perhaps
Yes,
our
ma'am.
clerk
That's-
did not find him and said it was not filed.
But she said,
It
my
can
lord,
be
but
taken up on Friday or Thursday. I'll check it up.
Okay, on request made by, heard Mr.
JMA Chaudhary.
P.M. Chowdhury and the appellant. On request made by MSS John. The petition is the matter on Friday.
Friday, Lordship.
Like,
15 hearing.
Lordship, it's an appeal against acquittal, your lordship.
Acquittal.
Yes. Nobody is there. Nine?
In this case, Lordship, the appellant counsel is not appearing since last few time. The matter is listed for hearing and although there is no order in the case, Lordship.
Problem is we can't dismiss also.
Yes. It was hard at length once, my lord, on 17/12/2021.
It was heard.
It was hard. Your lordship. It was fixed for further hearing. 17/12/2021 order.
None appeals for the appellant. MSP Boyan and ABCP appellate on behalf of the. And Mr.
I'm appearing for the private respondent, for respondent number 225.
You are Mr.
A. Ahmed.
A. Ahmed and the counsel on behalf. List the matter again after 2 weeks.
He is, no, he is for 15.
15,
A. Rama.
my lord.
Sorry, Papa, what is it?
Sorry, my lord. Item 15, your lordship.
You are ready?
My lord. Yes, simple matter, my lord.
Cancel the matter. Where's the order, judgment?
in the paper book, my lord. Page 75 started from.
Sentence.
My lord, this
Appeal
appeal
against
against
equity,
acquittal, your lordship. In this case, my lord, there are eyewitnesses also, my lord. 3 eyewitnesses are there, my lord. PW2, PW4, and PW6 are the eyewitnesses, my lord. Injured eyewitnesses. From the evidences are concerned, my lord, there are
You are
5,
the informant.
my lord.
You are the informant.
I am the
Wife
wife
of
of the deceased, your lordship,
Why? Wo-
my lord.
Where's the FIR?
My lord.
Page
At
4.
page 4, your lordship. Page 4 is the affair lost by the brother of the deceased, your lordship,
Okay, brother.
my lord. Humble submission is that around 7 a.m. today, that is on 14/8/2005, the below mentioned accused persons were forcibly plowing on my own land and their secretly kept weapons with them. On getting the information from a special source, when we simply tried to restrain the accused persons from plowing the land, the said accused persons assaulted my younger brother, Mansur Ali Sheikh, with sharp weapon causing grievous injury. Then being helpless, we took him immediately to Dhuri Civil Hospital and he died on the way to hospital. Moreover, we 3 were also injured by sharp weapon. It is therefore paid to take necessary legal action. Your lordship, PW1 at page 9, your lordship. Page 9. Informant was examined as PW2, your lordship. PW1, my lord, one Talevali. I know the complainant, I know the accused persons, I knew this is Mansur Ali. The incident took place around 7 a.m. on a day about 5-7 years ago. When I was flying, I heard hue and cry towards the south. The hue and cry ended before my arrival at that place, but I saw Ali Hussain and one other persons going through the road by holding Mansur Ali. I also helped them. I saw that Mansur Ali was writhing in pain and saw bleeding injury in his chest. I heard that Rahim had stabbed him. Mansur Ali was taken to hospital by tempo, but I did not go with them. Later, Mansur Ali died in the said tempo. I have only this much to say. My lord, PW2 is the eyewitness, my lord, informant. Page 11, your lordship. PW2, your lord. Sobur Ali. I am the complainant of this case. Exhibit 1 is the Azahar lost by me, and Exhibit 1+1 is my signature. I know that these accused persons, they are my cousin brothers. Accused Bhuttu is a co-villager. The occurrence took place on 14/8/2005 in the morning hours of 7 a.m. There is a plot of land in the name of myself and 3 other brothers. And on that day, the accused persons Safikul Aherali were plowing on that land. At that time, myself, my son Ali Hussain went to the land and raised our objection against our objection. Hot altercation took place and the accused persons started assaulting us. At that time, other accused persons were standing nearby. Accused Aherali court hold me and accused Safikul hit me on my head by lathi. At, at that time, my brother Munsir Ali came ahead to the place of occurrence. Munsir Ali is the deceased, Your Lordship. Accused Rahim stepped on the abdomen of Munsir Ali. And at that time, my son Ali Hussein came and accused Rahim gave a blow on the thigh of Ali Hussein. On hearing the halla, my another brother Naib Ali came to the spot and accused Safikul Rahim Bhuttu Rahima Bibi caused marpit by Lathi with us. Thereafter, people came and accused persons fled away. Thereafter, Mansur Ali was taken to Dhubri Civil Hospital in a tempo, but on the way, he succumbed to his injuries. We were got treated at Dhubri Civil Hospital. Thereafter, I filed the Ijahar. Thereafter, the police investigated the case. After conducting the post-mortem of Mansur Ali, the dead body was handed over to us and we buried him according to our customs. My lord, this is eyewitness, and as per this, his evidence, my lord, there are 4 persons present in the place of occurrence, Your Lordship. 5 persons present in the occurrence, Your Lordship. In the cross part, Your Lordship. And this evidence are also corroborated by other eyewitnesses also.
Continue.
My lord. In the cross part, Your Lordship, next page 12. The disputed land was belonged to Jahar Ali, Sahar Ali, both are my grandfathers. Akbar Ali has 2 sons, namely Askar Ali and Ahir Ali. Akbar Ali has got 3 daughters. I could not say how much land was in the name of Jahar Ali. Accused Safikul and Rahim Ali are the sons of accused Ahir Ali. Accused Rahima Bibi is the wife of accused Ahir Ali. Accused Zulfikar is not any relative of accused Ahir Ali. I could not remember whether I wrote the description of land in my Jahar. I did not hand over any land document to the police. The place of occurrence is around 3 meters away from my house. The place of occurrence is a village area. There are many people reside in our village. The house of accused persons are situated at a distance of 200 or 300 meters away from the place of occurrence. The accused persons are forcefully plowing in our land. I could not say the exact time when the accused persons started plowing in our land. I arrived at the place of occurrence after 10 minutes of arrival of my son Ali Hussein. My brother Mansur Ali also followed me to the place of occurrence. My another brother Naib Ali also arrived at the place of occurrence. The accused persons claimed that the disputed land was belonged to them. Accused persons told my son Ali Hussein to go to the court to settle the matter. The altercation took place for 4 or 5 minutes. The accused persons are plying in the land with 1 plow. I could not exactly say who was particularly carrying the plow. Accused Safikul and Ahir Ali were present there. Rahima was also standing near Ahir Ali. We restrained the accused persons from plying. The accused persons did not know that we will go to the place of occurrence and restrain them. All the accused persons started quarreling. Accused Ahir Ali caught hold my hands and accused Safikul assaulted me on my head by big stick. I got 6 stitches on my head as a result of head injury. I could not say from which side accused Safikul had assaulted. I could not exactly say who had exactly assaulted my son Ali Hussein, but my son sustained injury as a result of attack. Talib Ali is my own cousin brother. I could not remember whether I wrote in my Ejahar that the accused persons had assaulted on my head. My statement was recorded after 2 days of the occurrence of the incident. It is not a fact that I did not
stated before police that the accused persons had assaulted on my head. I could not remember whether I stated before police that accused Zulfikar was standing at a distance of 100 to 150 meters at the time of occurrence. It is not a fact that accused persons are not plying in our land. It is not a fact that Mansur Ali was not stabbed by the accused persons. It is not a fact that we initiated the quarrel and entered into fighting with the accused persons. It is not a fact that we are aggressors in the land. It is not a fact that the place of occurrence was the land of accused persons and their ancestors. It is not a fact that the accused persons have been possessing the said disputed land since many years. It is not a fact that my brother Mansur Ali deceased had assaulted the accused persons by breaking the plow. It is not a fact that my brother Mansur Ali sustained injury automatically due to his own fault. It is not a fact that Mansur Ali died as a result of injuries sustained by him automatically through the plow. It is not a fact that I did not mention before police that an hot altercation occurred between both the parties. I was taken to hospital along with my brother Mansur Ali. It is not a fact that we have concocted the prosecution case. At the time of occurrence of the incident, accused Rahim Ali was 14 years old. It is not a fact that I have deposed falsely. My lord, next PW3. PW3, my lord, Abdur Rahman. I know accused persons and complainant. I also knew deceased Mansur Ali. The occurrence took place on 14/8/2005 about 7:08 a.m. in the morning. I own a grocery shop adjacent to my house, and hearing halla on the road, I came out from my shop and I saw accused Ahir Ali Sofikul are plying and accused Rahim Ali is also going towards the area. Thereafter, Sabur Ali, Ali Hussain went to that land. Thereafter, Naib Ali, Aminur Mansur Ali went to that land. Thereafter, as customers came to my shop, so I returned to my shop. Later, I came to know that Mansur Ali was killed by accused Rahim Ali. This much I know. I attended the final ceremony of Mansur Ali. My statement was recorded by judicial magistrate, and exhibit 2 is said my statement under section 164 CRPC, and exhibit 2(1) and exhibit 2(2) are my signatures. My shop is situated at a distance of 400 meters from the place of occurrence. I had not seen any marpit. I had not gone to the place of occurrence. My lord, this evidence is not so important, my lord. And another eyewitness is PW4, your lordship. PW4, Naib Ali Sheikh, brother of the deceased, your lordship. I know the complainant and also accused person. Deceased Mansur Ali is my younger brother. Injured Ali Hussain is the son of my brother, and injured Sabur Ali is my brother. And I am also an injured person to the incident. The occurrence took place on 14/8/2005, about 7 a.m. At that time, accused Safikul, Rahim Ali, Zulfikar, Ahir Ali, and Rohimanesa. These 5 persons in the agricultural field plowing the land. Then Ali Hussain and Sabur sent out to resist the accused persons, and I was also going towards the paddy cultivation. And on hearing Allah, I sent to the place of occurrence, and at that time, Zulfikar ordered Rahim to catch me. And then Rahim gave a blow on my shoulder by a lathi. At that time, brother Mansur Ali came. Mansur Ali deceased. He came to the place of occurrence. At that time, accused Rahim stabbed Monser by a dagger on the abdomen. Thereafter, Rahim also stabbed Ali Hussein and on his thigh, and at that time, Ahijur and Umesh came to the place of occurrence. Then the accused persons fled away. Thereafter, Monser was taken to Rote. We were also brought to Dhubri Civil Hospital. But Monser, before reaching civil hospital, we were also hospitalized. Monser left one daughter, 2 sons, besides the widow. This much I am to say. In the cross examination, madam. Akbar Ali is the brother of Ahir Ali. Jahar and Zahar Sheikh is the father of said Akbar Ali. Askar Ali, alias Sandhu, and Ahir Ali are the sons of Akbar Ali. And Akbar Ali had 3 daughters. Shafiqul and Rahim are sons of Ahir Ali. Aminur is my son. I had litigation with Visaduri regarding a land dispute. Sabar Ali had also litigation with accused Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. There was only one plow by one accused. At first instance, I did not go to the place of occurrence. One accused was plowing. My house is at a distance of less than half furlong from the place of occurrence. The houses of accused persons situated about less than 1 furlong from the place of occurrence. While I was going to the place of occurrence, I was assaulted, but I did not go to obstruct the accused. I have been living separately from my brother since 1987. I have also separated land. I did not send Ali Hussein or Sobur to present the accused. I gave the description of the place of occurrence to the IO. At that time, I was going to my cultivable land and I used that land as tenant under Syed Ali, and Syed Ali is now dead. It is not a fact that I never had been to my land at that time. It is not a fact that I stated before IO that at the time accused Zulfikar was at a distance of 100 to 150 meter near irrigation. It is not a fact that I did not state before IO that Zulfikar ordered Rahim to catch me and Rahim gave me blow on my shoulder. After giving blow to me by Rahim, said Rahim also stabbed Monser by a dagger. It is not a fact that I was not assaulted by Rahim. It is not a fact that we have designed the case. It is not a fact that I have deposed falsely. It is not a fact that the accused persons did not plow on our land. It is not a fact that the accused persons are plowing on their ancestral land. At the first instant of occurrence, I was not in the place of occurrence. Monser was without any weapon. This is Monser, was without any weapon. It is not a fact that we attacked Shafiqul while he was alone plowing on the land. It is not a fact that Monser, Ali Hussein, Aminur, Sobur, along with other 5-6 persons attacked Shafiqul while he was plowing on the land. It is not a fact that we broke down the plow of Shafiqul. It is not a fact that except Shafiqul, other accused are not at the place of occurrence. It is not a fact that I did not state to IO that Rahim was at the place of occurrence. It is not a fact that I stated before the IP that Rahim was in his house. It is not a fact that Monser was a despaired person. It is not a fact that we tried to encroach the land of accused. After my lord, PW5. PW5 is the nephew of the deceased, your lordship. One more eyewitness is PW6, your lordship.
PW5, nothing much.
W5. There is something, my lord, he is nephew of the deceased, your lordship. But he is not eyewitness, your lord. PW6 is the eyewitness, your lord. May I read the eyewitness only first? Ali
You
Hussain.
are not relying on PW5.
My lord, not like that, my lord. First, I want to read the eyewitnesses, my lord. That's- All the eyewitnesses are corroborating, my lord, to each other. PW6 eyewitness. Ali Hussain, he is the nephew of the deceased, my lord. Son of Sabur Ali. Sabur Ali, Ali Hussain were present at the place of occurrence. Complainant is my father. I know the accused persons. The deceased is my uncle, who is the brother of my father. The alleged incident occurred in the year 2005. I was also present at the time of occurrence of the incident, as I am one of the victims of the case. On the date of occurrence of the incident at about 7 a.m., the accused persons were plying in our land. I saw the accused persons plying in our land. I went to the place of occurrence and asked them not to plow in our land. After some time, my father, that is complainant, my uncle Monserali, naively also came there and requested the accused persons not to plow in our field. When we resisted them from plowing in our land, the accused persons assaulted and hit us by iron rod stick. At that time, one of the accused, namely Rahim Ali, had stabbed my uncle Mansur Ali, deceased, at his abdomen by a dagger. When I caught hold my uncle Mansur Ali, accused Rahim had also hit me by a dagger on my left thigh. The other accused persons were assaulting my father and my uncle Mansur Ali and Navur Sheikh by iron rod stick. My father sustained head injury. Accused Safikul had hit my father on his head by wooden pitch. My uncle Naib was also hit by other accused person, accused on his body. There was profuse bleeding oozing out from the body of my uncle Mansur Ali. I was also seriously injured. After some time, some of our other relatives gathered at the place of occurrence who took us to hospital in a tempo. I also treated in the hospital for 3 days. I came to know that my uncle Mansur died as a result of injuries. My father lost the case. Police met me for the investigation. My statement was recorded by police. I was also produced before magistrate for recording my statement. Exhibit 3 is my statement before the magistrate. Exhibit 3.1 is my signature. During my statement before magistrate, I stated the same incident what I have stated today. I saw the entire incident. I was present at the place of occurrence as I am one of the victims of the case. All the accused persons are involved in the alleged incident. While cross-examining, my lord, accused Aherali is the cousin brother of my son. I do not know whether the land where occurrence took place is originally belonged to my father or not. I do not know whether my father purchased the land where the occurrence took place. Accused persons claimed that the concerned land was belonged to them. My father and the accused persons had land dispute with respect to the land where the occurrence took place in respect of share. My father has got 4 brothers. My father and brothers are living separately in separate mess. Accused Safikul Rahim Ali are the sons of Aher Ali. Rahima Bibi is the wife of deceased Aher Ali. Ekus Zulfikar is not connected with us. He resides in our village. I did not accompany Ekus Safikul when he went to the place of occurrence. He was also plowing in the land at place of occurrence. I do not know when the accused persons started plowing, and I was at the house. At that time, I was ready for going to Isan. My father, my uncle Monserali deceased, and another uncle Naivali went to the place of occurrence. The place of occurrence was at a distance of 150 to 200 meters away from our house. When I went to the place of occurrence, Ekus Safikul told me as to why I came to their land. There was an altercation between me and the accused persons for about 10-15 minutes. We did not stand in front of the plow. The accused persons did not listen to my request. They kept on plowing. We did not return back. Accused Safikul was also present with accused Rahim Ali. We objected the accused persons from plowing. I do not know the tag number and Khatian number of the place of occurrence. I do not know the boundary of the place of occurrence. I could not make a statement before police just after the incident as I was at hospital. I stated before magistrate that accused Rahim Ali was also present with accused Safikul. It is not a fact that I was not admitted in the hospital after incident. It is not a fact that I was not stabbed by the accused persons. I know witness Talewali who is from our village. I called him uncle. I do not know whether he was living in our house. It is not a fact that the accused did not inflict injury by dagger on me and my uncle deceased. When I was going to hospital, I came to know that the accused persons assaulted my father. I did not see the accused persons assaulting my father. It is not a fact that we were not in possession of the land where the incident occurred. It is not a fact that we illegally entered into the land of the accused person. It is not a fact that none of the accused persons had assaulted me. It is not the fact that the place of occurrence was ancestral property of the accused Herali. It is not a fact that we have sold out our portion of land. It is not a fact that we do not have any share at the place of occurrence. It is not a fact that we are the aggressor of the incident. I do not know whether Talewali was staying in our house since childhood. It is not a fact that I have deposed falsely before the court. PW7 is the document. 7-8 doctor. So, my lord, there are 3 eyewitnesses, my lord. From their evidence, my lord, evidences are corroborating of the eyewitnesses. PW7 is the doctor. He examined one injured severely. The informant severely was examined by the medical officer, that is PW7. On 14/8/2005, I was posted at Dhuri Civil Hospital as senior medical and health officer. On that day at 7 a.m., I performed the examination of injured severely, 50 years, male, son of late Umed Ali, of Sakati of apartment under Glogan so-and-so, found the following: 1 incised wound measuring 1 inch into a half inch present on the left side of skull. The nature of injury is simple. The weapon used is blunt. Exhibit 4 is the said injury report. Exhibit 4.1 is my signature. The date of examination was 14/8/2005. There is a overwriting on the dates. The certificate was issued on 28/9/2005. The injury which I have found is simple, caused by a blunt object, which is superficial injury. This kind of injury may cause by many ways. EW8, my lord, is also doctor, medical officer. He examined Monser Ali, deceased. On 14/8/2005, I was posted at Dhubri Civil Hospital as senior medical and health officer. On that day, I performed the postmortem examination of one Monser Ali, male, age 31 years old, as per Gulagon's PS, case number so-and-so, dated so-and-so, and I found the following. An average built male dead body examined, eyes closed, mouth closed. There is injury in ninth intercostal space. Its of injury is sharp cranium, spinal cord, brain congested, spinal cord healthy, thorax. One injury in ninth intercostal space. Cartilage of ninth intercostal space are injured. Right pleura is injured. Larynx, right lung, lower lobe injured and ruptured. Left lung congested. Pericardium healthy. Heart healthy. Right chamber full of blood. Left chamber empty vessel, healthy. Abdomen, mouth, pharynx, stomach and its contents, healthy and contains some undigested food materials. Small intestine, healthy and contains some semi-solid food materials. These are the medical terms. Large intestine, healthy and contains partial materials, liver, right lobe of line injured and repulsed. Spleen healthy and congested, kidneys congested, bladder healthy and congested, organs of generation healthy, muscles, bones and joints. There are injuries in ninth intercostal space on muscles. The injuries described are antemortem in nature. In my opinion, the cause of death is shock and hemorrhage as a result of injury in right lung of lower lobe and injury in liver, right lobe sustained by the deceased. Exit 5 is my postmortem examination report. Examine 5.1 is my signature. 5.2 is the signature of Joint Director of Health Services, Dhubri, Dr. T.C. Bora, which I know. Cross by defense. Injury in right lung, lower lobe, and injury in liver is as a result of injury number 1. I did not find any other injury except the injuries which I have mentioned. I did not mention the measurement of the injuries which I found. The cause of death I have mentioned in my opinion. I did not mention the color of liver after postmortem examination. The injury which I have found in lung may cause otherwise by falling also. PW9, my lord. He is also doctor, examined one injured Ali Hussain, nephew of the deceased Ali Hussain. Merit, my lord. On 14/8/2005, while I was posted as Senior Medical and Health Officer at Dhubri Civil Hospital, I examined Muhammad Ali Hussain, 22 years, male, under police acquisition, White Alagganj, PS case numbers and so, identified SI Dularam Terang, and I found the following injuries. Abrasion on the left thick size 1 inch into 1 inch. Pain in the left shoulder area. Opinion. The age of injury was pressed less than 24 hours. Simple in nature and caused by blunt object. The report is made as per hospital records. Exhibit 6 is the injury report. 6.1 is my signature. On 14/8/2005, Dr. P. Goswami was working as senior medical and health officer at Dhubri Civil Hospital. At that time, I was also his colleague in the same hospital. On that day at 8:50 a.m., he examined Mohammad Naib Ali under police requisition, Paidgalagans PS case number sensor. The injury was abrasion in right suprascapular region size half inch into half inch caused by blunt weapon recent less than 24 hours old. It is simple in nature. Exhibit 7 is the site injury report. Exhibit 7.1 is the signature of Dr. P. Goswami. Dr. P. Goswami will be unable to turn before the court since his tongue is partially cut out in the operation and he is unable to talk because of his tongue operation. He has already been retired from service. Closed by defense. I did not see any document relating to tongue operation of Dr. Goswami. I know him from my personal knowledge that his tongue was operated. After his tongue operation, I met him once, but I do not know on which date I visited him. I do not know whether he is fully cured or not. Dr. P. Goswami examined one Naib Ali, but I was not present at the time of examination of Naib Ali. I also do not know whether injury certificate issued by injured Naib Ali. The injury was found in Exhibit 7. Exhibit 7 is superficial and simple in nature. I examined the injured Muhammad Ali Hussain. The injury found on Muhammad Ali Hussain is also superficial. The injury which I found in Exhibit 6 is not visible. The said injury may be caused by falling, including self-injury also. Let's this is simple injury. Eyewitnesses. One independent witness, my lord, Ator Rahman. TPW 10 years. I know the complainant. I also know the accused persons. I know the deceased Mansur Ali, who is the brother of complainant. Alleged incident occurred in the year 2005 at about 7 a.m. On the relevant date in the morning, while I was washing my mouth, I noticed that the quarrel was taking place at a distance of 300 to 400 meters from my house. The quarrel took place in a kitty field. I saw the quarrel standing at the gate of my house. I saw that there was marpit amongst the persons involved in the quarrel. I also saw that the deceased Mansur Ali was being carried in injured condition by one Tahir Ali and one other. They brought injured in front of our house, and I saw that one Gamsa was tied around his belly, and I also saw blood coming out from the belly of the injured, and then he was taken to hospital. Later on, I came to know that injured Mansur Ali died in the hospital. On the day of occurrence, at the relevant time, I also saw the accused persons Akhir Ali, Safiqul Rahim Ali tiling the land field. While the above named three accused persons are tiling the land, deceased Mansur Ali and his brothers Sabur Ali, Naib Ali, Aminur Rahman Ali Hussain went to the field, then quarrel took place. Police was informed about the incident. The police arrived at the place of occurrence. When police came, I also went to the place of occurrence. Police recorded my statement under 161 CFBC. The police also produced me before the magistrate and I gave my statement under section 164 CIPC. Exhibit 8 is the 164 statement. Exhibit 8.1 and 8.2 are my signatures. Pros by defense. My parents and I were born in that village. The place of occurrence can be seen from my house. After tiling the land for 1.5 hours by the accused person, the informant party named in chief came to the place of occurrence. I know that the accused persons have been possessing the land since my childhood for about 32 to 35 years. I have not seen the informant party ever possess the land in question. The informant entered upon the land in question and attacked the accused persons, and then the quarrel took place. I have not seen as to who assaulted Mansur Ali, resulting into his death. I have also not seen who assaulted the other injured person. The informant party, consisting of 10 persons armed with lathi, attacked accused person. I gave a statement before magistrate in regard to the land in question, but now I cannot say what statement I gave. It is a village and thickly populated, and the place of occurrence is part of and parcel of the said village. Accused Rahim Ali was a school student at the time of incident. Well, he was not present at the place of occurrence. He is the neighbor. PW 11 is the investigating officer. On 14/8/2005, I was posted at Rupsi Police Outpost under Gulagan's PS. On that day, I received one written Izahar form on Sabur Ali and ZD entry number so dated so was met in the outpost. The Izahar was forwarded to Gulagan's PS for registration, and OC Gulagan's PS registered a case by Gulagan's PS case number so under so sections of IPC. I took up investigation and I visited the place of occurrence, drew a sketch map of place of occurrence. I held inquest on the dead body of the deceased Mansur Ali. The dead body challan was prepared and it was sent to Dhubri Civil Hospital for post-mortem examination. I also recorded the statement of the witnesses at the place of occurrence. I seized a piece of wood from the place of occurrence on being thrown and produced by witnesses as weapons. Other injured persons are also sent on police requisition for medical examination. I produced 4 witnesses, namely Abdul Rahman, Ali Hussain, Atur Rahman, and Aminur Hussain, recording their statement under section 164 CIPC. I collected the statements of the witnesses during investigation. Later on, I arrested the accused persons and forwarded them to custody. I also collected PM report. On completion of investigation, I submitted charge sheet against accused persons, namely Rahim Ali Sheikh, Sofikul Haq Aher Ali, Rahima Bibi, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, to stand trial under section so and so. Exhibit 1 is the FIR. Exhibit 2 is the statement of under statement under section 164 CIPC of Abdul Rahman. Exhibit 3 is the statement under 164 CIPC of Ali Hussain. Exhibit 4 is the medical report collected by me. Exhibit 5 is the PM report. Exhibit 6 and 7 are also medical report. Exhibit 8 is the statement of Atur Rahman recorded under 164 CIPC. Exhibit 9 is the sketch map. Exhibit 9.1 is my signature. Exhibit 10 is seizure list. Exhibit 10.1 is my signature. Exhibit 11 is inquest report. Exhibit 11.1 is my signature. Exhibit 12 is dead body challan. Exhibit 12.1 is my signature.
You can
Exhibit
skip that. You skip that.
my lord. Defense, caused by defense, my lord. In the Ijahar, it was mentioned that there was land dispute between the parties. The accused persons are tiling in the disputed land. It is also written in the Ijahar. While the accused persons were tiling the land, the informant party prohibited them from tiling the land. I have not collected any document pertaining to the disputed land. I have not ascertained in whose names the disputed land stands. In the affair, there is no description of disputed land. I have not collected the boundary of description of the disputed land. I have not ascertained the measurement of land being plowed by the accused persons and how much of land left for tiling. I cannot say whether the accused persons prepared the land for silly crops. It is not a fact that I did not make any attempt to bring on record the fact that the accused persons are the owner and possessor of the land in question, and they have been in possession since their father's lifetime. It is not a fact that I found during investigation that the informant party attacked the accused persons while they were tiling the disputed land and they were aggressors. During investigation, I have not seized any kind of tools used in tiling the land. I have not seized any sharp-pointed weapon, penetrating weapon in connection with this case. I have not produced the extract copy of GD entry number so dated so. In the sketch map, I have not mentioned that it was prepared on being shown by witnesses or adjacent people of the place of occurrence. The sketch map does not contain the measurement and boundary of the land. In my sketch map, I have not shown recovery of piece of wooden from the place of occurrence. I have not mentioned the distance of the house of informant, deceased, and witnesses from the place of occurrence. There are our writings in the sketch map. It is not a fact that I did not draw the sketch map of the place of occurrence. I have not seized the clothes worn by the deceased. In my inquest report, there is description of use of sharp-pointed weapon, but I have not found any mark of injury caused by blunt weapon or piece of wood. I have not seen copy of inquest to DM or SDM. It is not a fact that I have prepared a false inquest report with false narration. I have not given the measurement of wood in Exhibit 10. In Exhibit 12, dead body salon, I have not mentioned the time for sending the dead body, and I have also not mentioned the number of tempo vehicle. The dead body salon was not brought by me to the civil hospital. At the time of recording statement under section 164 CRPC of the witnesses, I was not present. It is not a fact that during my investigation, I found that the accused persons are not involved in causing injury in death of deceased Mansur. Witness soberly stated under section 161 CRPC before me that accused Zulfikar was standing at a distance of 100 to 150 meters at the time of occurrence. This witness has not specifically stated before me under section 161 CRPC that any of the accused persons inflicted blow on the head of Mansur. The witnesses also did not state before me about hot altercation. Witnesses Naib Ali has also stated before me that at the time of occurrence that the accused Zulfikar was at a distance of 100 to 150 meters near irrigation canal. This witness also did not state before me that accused Zulfikar ordered Rahim Ali to catch hold of him and Rahim gave him blow on his shoulder. It is not a fact that these witnesses did not state before me that Rahim was at the place of occurrence. This witness stated before me that he was in his house. Witness Aminur Hussain did not state before me that Rahim assaulted Monser Ali with dagger. I did not record the numbers of population of the village. It is not a fact that I made one-sided investigation. It is not a fact that the accused person produced documents before me. This is investigating officer. my lord. Page 36 is the defense witness. DW1, DW2. There are two DWs. So, my lord, the important evidences are eyewitnesses, my lord. 3 eyewitnesses, and their statements are corroborating to each other, my lord. And as per
According to them, who killed Monser Ali? Who?
uh, on Rahim, Rahim stabbed dagger on Monser Ali. And as per evidences of eyewitnesses, my lord, 5 numbers of accused persons are present at the place of occurrence. So, all are liable for the committing the murder, my lord. In the Impong judgment, your lordship, the Learned trial court has held the prosecution has failed to
Where is the order?
trace, my lord. Page 90, your lordship. Para number 35. In this instance case, as discussed above, we find that prosecution has failed to prove the presence of accused Zulfikar Rohima Bibi at the place of occurrence. So, in the absence of evidence to show presence of 5 or more persons, named or unnamed, Section 149 IPC cannot be applied. But my lord, name of Zulfikar and Rohima Bibi is named by the eyewitnesses, my lord. They are present. At page 87, your lordship. Page 87, para number 25.
Yes.
Para number 25. On careful scrutiny, it transfers that though the related eyewitnesses spoke that all the 5 accused persons, namely accused Aher Ali, Safikul, and Rohim Ali, Zulfikar Bhutto, and Rohima Bibi, were present at the place of occurrence. However, from the evidence of independent witnesses, it reveals that accused persons Aher, Safikul, Rohim were present. How independent witness can state regarding all accused persons, my lord? He was not present in the place of occurrence. It is also quite clear from the evidences on record that initially accused Aher Ali, Safikul, Rohim Ali were tiling present at the place of occurrence land, and then PW2, PW6 came to the place of occurrence and tried to prevent the accused from tiling the land, and a quarrel started between them. And accused Aher and Safikul assaulted PW2 and PW6 immediately after other numbers of informant party, including Mansur, came to the place of occurrence. Then Rahim Ali, who has present at the place of occurrence assaulted Mansur Ali with a dagger on his abdomen, resulting to his death. So, my lord, learned trial court has considered that the independent witness named three accused persons, my lord. But the independent witness was not eyewitness, my lord. He was not present at the place of occurrence. And learned trial court has not considered the eyewitnesses, my lord. All three eyewitnesses named the 5 accused persons, my lord.
What grounds are you challenging the acquittal?
My lord. So, my lord, eyewitnesses are the prime ground.
Apart from the eyewitness, it's
Right.
all family matter.
My lord.
What are the other grounds that you're taking?
The eyewitnesses, my lord, they are injured eyewitnesses, and the medical report are also exhibited, my lord.
Yes. You study your case
lord.
properly and come back.
My lord,
You have not
In-
done your homework.
independent witnesses also named the accused person, my lord.
Maybe independent
Right.
witness may have named the accused person. There are some other grounds.
My lord, section 149, my lord.
Of?
CRPC, your lordship. My lord, 149 CRPC will apply in this case, your lordship. IPC, my lord, sir.
What is the common object? You do your homework properly and come back. Let's- Heard Mr. A. Raman, Leonard Counsel for the appellant, also heard Ms. B. Bhuyan. Release the matter for hearing again after 2 weeks was submit, or you want longer time?
My lord, after 3 weeks, my lord.
I am appealing for respondent number 225. Lordship, I am appealing for respondent number 225.
Okay, also heard, Mr. A. Ahmed,
Lord,
Leonard Counsel for respondents 225.
May I plead the lordship? My lord, this is a case where under section 6 of POCSO Act, a 73 years old man has been convicted for 12 years.
Yeah.
12 years. Now, I will satisfy your lordship that this is a clear case of acquittal. Far away from conviction, I draw your lordship kind attention to my IA. Today I will go on IA because I am in custody.
Since custody since
Custody since, my lord, 1/11/22. And before that also, at an earlier time, I was also in custody. Now, on merit, my lord, I will draw your lordship kindly see page 9.
of your IA.
IA, yes. I will read the relevant portion only. Page 9, para 1. Prosecution case in brief is that on 23/3/2018, informant lost an Azahar with the officer in charge of Borpeta police station alleging inter alia that on 7/3/2018 at around 12 o'clock noon, accused Misbahul Alam called his minor daughter as 9 years to his house on the pretext of bringing something and taking advantage of non-availability of other person, forcefully committed rape on her, causing injury to her private part, as a result of which bleeding occurred and for which she had to be treated in government hospital for her injuries. Now, first lordship kindly see, the case was filed on 23/3/18 and occurrence 7/3/18. So, my lord, there is a gap of 13 days. Lordship has seen, there is a gap of 13 days. Now, lordship kindly say, page 10, bottom, para 4. During the course of trial, prosecution side examined as many as 7 prosecution witnesses, including the victim and IO. Now, my lord, 7 witnesses, there is, all are the witness, father, mother, and victim girl. And no independent witnesses are 2, and IO and doctor. So 3 interested persons are there only. First, PW1 is the father informant, PW2 is the mother, PW3 is the victim girl. Now, let's kindly see what is the quality of their evidence. kindly see, my lord, page 12. Page 12. Para 7. The informant of the instant case is that father of the victim girl was examined as PW1. In his evidence, PW1 deposed that incident occurred about 1 year back. One day when he returned home at about 6 p.m. after his day's work, he found his daughter referred to as X, as 9 years, lying on the bed with profuse bleeding from her private part. Having seen her serious condition, she was immediately taken to FAAMCH Corpeta for treatment, and there she was admitted and treated for about a week. During her treatment in the hospital, 5 stitches had to be given on her private part. PW1 further deposed that when he questioned his daughter, this is very important, my lord. When he questioned his daughter about her injuries, she initially told him that she had sustained the injury by falling from a guava tree. But she later disclosed the actual fact by stating that she had sustained bleeding injuries in her private part because of sexual intercourse committed upon her by accused Khandakar Mesbahul Alam. So first, my lord, she says that she sustained the injuries by falling from the guava tree, and then she implicates this person. Now, Lordship, kindly come to page 13, my lord. Page 13, para 7.1. My lord has seen?
Yeah.
In his cross-examination, PW1 stated that he knows a little bit of reading and writing. The Azhar was written by an advocate and he had put his signature therein. PW1 stated that after treating his daughter in hospital for a week, here Lordship would see he is saying that for a week, after treatment, he filed the case about 10-12 days after her release from the hospital. He further stated that his daughter was released from hospital after 1 week of her admission in the hospital on 7/3/18. During investigation, he had shown medical documents of treatment of his daughter to police, who then took some papers and few are with him. He further said that he is living in a house. Lordship, this is very important. He is living in a house constructed by accused in Khas government land, which is under occupation of the accused. PW1 stated the accused asked him to vacate the land, but still today he has not vacated it. That means, my lord, this victim's father is residing in my house. I have allowed him to stay in my house, but he is not vacating that. I asked him, you vacate the house, he is not doing that. Instead of, in such a situation was there, such enmity was going on between the two, my lord, regarding this. He is not vacating, he admits that he is living in the house constructed by me. He says government khas land. That is another matter. Government khas land, government may take, but I have constructed the house. I allowed him to stay there and he is not vacating. And thereafter this incident happened. Then Lord should kindly say, he also said that his daughter can climb in the small trees. My lord, this is very important. And his daughter.
It can be the other way around also, isn't it? It can be the other way around.
Maybe, my lord, we are on record, my lord. We are on
So
record.
we are on record, we are also assuming.
I satisfy, Lordship. Coming, better things are coming. Now, Lordship
Can
will
we just
see.
interfere? This is a POXO matter and live stream should not be done. I think it should be stopped.
Oh,
Who is it?
it's live streaming.
It's being live only and strictly subject to the conditions spelled out in section 37 of the Act as dealt with in this judgment. Now that, of course, this will lie.
I was- that's all. But then it was- You want to file some objection?
Yes, I'll file it within 2 weeks.
Let's say they have the copy for the first 2 weeks time to file objection. First,
I stand corrected. I tender my apology because of this. In fact, it is missed in the Bear Act only. It should have been mentioned.
It is
But it
mentioned
is
in the
not
Bear
there.
Act, because we normally read the provision, but if your lordship sees the comment on the Bear Act.
Comments, even the comments are not very clear.
Comment of the
Asamade hisu. But it's not very clear. They are
That-
talking of an Assam
That
case.
that
Guwahati High
judgment
Court.
which is there in the comment is rendered by Justice I.A. Ansari. This Goenka versus State of Assam. 32A, there is a comment, there is one reference of a judgment. That judgment is by Justice I.A. Ansari. And the citation of that judgment is 2008 2 GLT 384.
The words are not properly couched. It should have been direct. In Dadu's case, it is declared as unconstitutional and all those. Obliged.